Hello students, a very warm welcome to you once again. In our introductory series, every video we are trying to understand some basic concepts that will help you to understand the subject of sociology in a better manner. It will also give you an highlight of what this total optional subject is all about. In our today's session, we will be trying to answer a very fundamental aspect, or I can say the most important part of your syllabus, and that is thinkers. If you have come across this decision whether to take sociology or not, I am pretty sure you might have looked or you might have heard this word thinkers. And the thought which comes in our mind is, what is thinkers? Why are we so commonly keep on talking about this term? In today's video, we will try to answer this question. Is it so important to talk about this term? Does it really matter? Are the questions still coming even after change of patterns, after the examination which has become sometimes easy to difficult, moderate? What are the kind of questions that who exactly are these people? My name is Dr. Farhan Nasser. I will be trying to develop a very fresh perspective in the light of sociological prospects. So let's just get into, can we give some another name to this term thinkers? Who are these people? For example, in the field of philosophy, there are some people who are thinking in a specific manner. In the field of science, there are some important contributors. Like for example, if I am trying to deal with the subject of physics, you are pretty much sure that you cannot ignore the contributions of Isaac Newton when you are studying the field of physics. Some or the other way, his laws that equal force has equal opposite reaction, something of that sort will come. If you are dealing with the physics, you also cannot ignore the contributions which are made by Albert Einstein. Same way, like how we are having a scientist in the field of general science, in the field of natural science, same way in the field of social science, we are having some thinkers. So thinkers can also be given another name. They can be called to be as social scientist. You can use this word. On the other hand, every thinker is trying to look at the society in a different way. Like for example, a person who thinks in a particular manner with with certain rail of thoughts. This person is like a philosopher. So you can also say thinkers is a kind of a philosopher also. That word can also be given to them. They are learned people. They are trying to think in a different dimension. They are focused. They want to do some research. So you can also say that these people can be referred as academicians. They are unique. They are highly respected. So you can tell they are also like intellectuals. What I am trying to tell you is, do not be overwhelmed. Don't think about this word again and again. Different terms can be used. They can be called as social scientists, philosophers, academicians, intellectuals. They can also be called to be as researchers. That is also one term that I would like to use. Even if you don't want to use these terms, you can just refer them as scholars of those times. So here, every person whom we refer as a thinker, they are trying to say something or the other about the society, and they have some comment to pass. So you can say in simple term, like these people are commentators of society. What I'm trying to tell you over here is, this term thinker that we commonly refer again and again, it is not something very unique to the field of sociology. Apart from this term, they can be referred as a social scientist or a person who is a philosopher. They are trying to establish an academic discipline, so they can be called as academician. They are unique. They are well respected. So they are also referred as intellectuals. They are trying to study the society, so they can refer to be as researchers, scholars, or a simple commentator. Now, let's take a look how the word thinker is not something unique to the field of sociology, but rather it is something in the field of social sciences. So I can say wherever we are dealing with the wherever wherever we are dealing with social sciences, in those areas we usually are having the term thinkers commonly seen. Like, for example, let's take the mother of social sciences, the field of philosophy. If you're studying the subject of philosophy for the first time, you know for a fact there are very famous philosophers that you cannot ignore. Like, for example, in the ancient time, you might have heard about Socrates. He is a very famous, popular Athenian thinker. He belongs to the Greek society and he has produced some number of popular contributors such as Plato was the student of Socrates. Plato's student was called to be as Aristotle. So what are these? Who are these people? They are the thinkers in the field of philosophy. They are the thinkers in the field of the mother of social sciences. So what we are trying to look over here is, in the ancient time, there are some popular contributors in the field of philosophy. If you go in the modern times, if we further go ahead, we get to see that in the medieval time, there has been a popular contributor such as a German philosopher was there, like Friedrich Nietzsche. Like there is another popular philosopher such as Rene Descartes. There is another popular in the modern times, Michael Foucault is a popular contributor. So I am just trying to make a point that sociology is not the only subject where this concept is present. If you take a look at not just philosophy, some other social sciences such as the field of political science. Now, whenever you are reading, dealing with the political science, their thinkers will be present there itself. For example, these ideas of political science, it is much celebrated. For example, there is a French political philosopher, Voltaire. He is talking about freedom of speech, freedom of religion, etc. Apart from that, there is a popular contributor such as Montesquieu. Montesquieu is talking about how the power should never be concentrated, but rather it should be diffused. So instead of talking about what are their contributions, I would like to just recall Voltaire is there, Montesquieu is there, J.S. Mill is there, John Locke is present, or you can talk about some other political science such as Rousseau, Hobbes, Machiavelli. All these are thinkers in the field of political science. Last but not the least, even a very objective subject, even a very objective subject such as economics, even when you look in the field of economy, we are having Adam Smith, who is a very celebrated economist or the father of modern capitalism. We have John Maynard Keynes, who is trying to make some contributions. Like you have got Amartya Sen is there, Abhijit Banerjee is there. These are some popular economists. They have their own philosophies. Like, so basically, thinker is present in all over the social sciences. And now let's try to understand what is this concept. What is this concept in the field of sociology? Let me tell you, like, uh, the society is very complex. It's not something easy to understand. Thinking about your own family, there is a particular way how the father thinks. Father usually thinks in an rational manner, in an economic manner. He will always bring the concept of money, finances, whenever he's thinking. So the father thinks in a specific way. The mother is also thinking, but she thinks in a different tangent. She talks about emotions, relatives. How are we supposed to handle those relationships? Is mother important? Her thought process, is it important for family to coexist? Yes, certainly it is. Is father thinking in an important manner, or is that dimension very crucial or necessity for the society or family to exist? And the answer is yes. So in a family system, the father is thinking in a different way, it is important. The mother is thinking in a different way, yet it is important. The way how the upper generations above that, the grandfather, the grandmother, how they think is also an important unique dimension. The point what we are trying to look here is, even in a small family system where there might be 5 to 10 people, there are different viewpoints which are kept in how the society should function. In the same way, the sociological thinkers are trying to make some of their contributions in a unique manner. Each one of them is trying to provide a dimension which is not overlapping with the other thinkers. So what are we looking? Sociological thinker. Let's try to read this. Sociological thinkers are people who come with ideas. So they are having some ideas about how society works. They study how people live together, how groups are formed, how things like politics, economy, education system, how they are shaping our life. So basically, when we take a look at society, there are different ways in which we can think. And in the field of sociology, we are having basically the unit 4, which talks about something called as sociological thinkers. And what are, let's take a minute, yeah, what are the important contributions which are being made? There is a very popular thinker, his name is Karl Marx. There is another important thinker whose name is Emile Durkheim. So Karl Marx, he is not typically a sociologist, but he is a German philosopher. Emile Durkheim is a French thinker. What are his contribution we'll do in some other video, but I am going to give you a brief outline about each one of them. Then there is a very famous German sociologist who is also studied heavily in the field of political science because he has spoken about bureaucracy, that is Max Weber. And then there is a person who has brought Durkheim and Weber together. His name is Talcott Parson. So the fourth thinker that we are going to have is Talcott Parson, and the fifth thinker that we have is Robert Kingsley Merton. So there are actually six thinkers. The sixth person is not a sociologist. He is a child psychologist. His name is George Herbert Mead. But for now, let me focus on these important five thinkers that we are having. So let me just take a look. Every person is thinking or talking about the society, but their in own unique manner. For example, whenever you bring Karl Marx, he is always going to highlight the essence of economy. So Marx can be referred as an economic determinist. If you look at Emile Durkheim, he always sees the society in a very optimistic manner. He says everything has got some or the other role to play. There is some contribution. So therefore, he is referred as a functionalist. On the other hand, Weber is referred to be as an interpretational sociologist. Also, he can be called as a phenomenologist. Talcott Parson is trying to bring Durkheim and Weber together. He is referred as a structural functionalist. R.K. Merton is referred as the term neo-functionalist. Now, right now, we are not having so much of ample time that we can discuss what exactly each of these terms are. I will be making a separate video where I will be creating a complete outline of the syllabus of what contributions has been made by Karl Marx. Why is he called as an economic determinist? On the other hand, Max Weber, his other name is also called as a vulgar Marxist. He is referred as a ghost of Karl Marx. Durkheim is a very positive person. He is referred as a functionalist. He always talks about collectivity. What is the theory of totemism? What is the theory of suicide which is given by Durkheim? Talcott Parson, he has brought both the thinkers together and he is creating a very unique AGIL theory. R.K. Merton is not just a sociologist, he is also a criminologist. What is a detailed outline? We will try to take a look at it. But in our today's session, what exactly we have tried to understand is what is the meaning of thinker? Is there any other term thinkers can be referred as? And the answer is yes. Thinkers can be given different sorts of name, social scientists, philosophers, etc. Are thinkers present in any other field? Yes, in the field of philosophy, in political science, in economics, everywhere thinkers are present. And who are the thinkers who are present in the field of sociology? There are five popular thinkers: Marx, Durkheim, Weber, Parson, Merton. And what are their contributions? We have taken a just brief outline. What are some of the other names that they can be referred as? So thinkers is something which is indispensable. It is something which cannot be ignored. And if you want me to simplify, I can say if you understand this chapter nicely, you're actually done 50 to 60% of your paper one syllabus. Who are these thinkers? We will take a separate lecture on that. But for today, I would like to say have a nice day.